Hey folks, welcome to today's podcast. Today's podcast is sponsored and brought to you by BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com, and I'm going to tell you more about them later in the show. But before we get started, I want to say thank you to everyone for watching, for subscribing. Don't forget to subscribe. And as you know, we've got a new phone number where you can call in and leave messages, and periodically we're going to do some shows where I take your phone calls. And it's a lot of fun. I answer your phone calls. We just wing it, and you can leave whatever message you want. 323-696-0222. 323-696-0222. So don't forget to call in and leave a voicemail. And also, if you want a personal video message from yours truly, check out this thing called Cameo, cameo.com. It's an app, and how it works is you can hit me up and I'll send you a very personalized video of me kind of talking about things that you like or things that you request. It's a lot of fun, very personal, and I love doing them. So if you want your very own Cameo from me, go to Cameo, the Cameo app, or cameo.com, and hit me up for your very own personalized Harland video. I'm going to be in Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah at Wise Guys, 29th and 30th of March. That's this coming weekend, so get your tickets at harlandwilliams.com. It's going to be awesome. And then, folks, I'm coming home. Daddy's coming home to Toronto, where he was conceived in the back seat of a Trans Am. I'm going to be at the Royal Theatre in Toronto, one night only, April 12th. And get your tickets, 2 shows, one night, April 12th, the Royal Theatre in Toronto. And get those tickets at harlandwilliams.com. It's going to be so good to be back home and performing in front of my peeps.
You're riding down the Harland Highway.
All right, hold tight on the Harland Highway Show.
Harland Williams.
All right, buddy, I'm going to put my 2 on cans. I'm putting mine on. It's up to you. You don't have to. It's only if you want it.
Do you play stuff?
I play the theme music, which no one likes to miss.
Okay, here.
But that's pretty much it.
Okay. I might take them off after the theme music.
Okay. I played the theme music in the last 4 minutes.
Okay, great.
How about that, huh? Well, now that's right, ladies and gentlemen. You on the Harland Highway Air Drum Podcast. Harland Highway. Dude, you really got... Whoa, your tongue's coming out. Whoa. Dude, I've never seen one get it so into the theme music before. Whoa, bro.
It's a treat to be back on the Harland Highway podcast.
Wow, he gone full Cajun on me,
We
ladies
go
and gentlemen.
full Cajun there on the podcast.
Oh, that's the first time someone got so excited about the team. That's the first time someone go full Cajun.
Well, sometimes you just need to do it at the top of the podcast before it festers too long, because otherwise it'll eat at you.
Oh, yeah, you got to get that Cajun spice out your system now, boy.
Otherwise, that burn your bowel right up.
Oh, that's going to burn a hole right through your outhouse now, player.
You want it out the house before it become in-house.
Oh, man. Wow, Waddy.
Hey.
Folks, Jeremiah Watkins is here. Waddy's in the house.
Waddy's in the building.
Dude, that was probably the biggest, best, intro theme music thing ever.
I'm feeling it today, and you know what?
Yeah.
When I see you, I get charged, energized right away.
Yeah, how can you not? Look at me.
I know. You're like a Viagra, straight to the eyes.
Yeah. Boner eyes.
Yeah.
I'm like a walking boner pill.
Yeah.
I'm not ignoring you. I'm just giving our viewers a time to get erect.
You gotta. Ooh.
They look at me, and even the women, I want them to get erect.
I mean, I wouldn't look for too long. It might cause a medical emergency. You might want to.
This is good medical advice, but at the end of the day, it's on them.
Okay.
I mean, there's probably some women right now, Waddy, sitting on their couch, and for the first time in their lives, sprouting an erection.
Listen, they're either sitting on their couch or they've already slid off by now.
Just looking at me, the human, you said it, the human Viagra.
Yeah.
But then again, I got to say, if I'm the human Viagra, my friend, that makes you the human Cialis. You want to give them a moment?
Hey, all you listening out there, all you watching, I hope you're having a beautiful day. A day as beautiful as yourself. Now, am I hard or are you hard? Is Harland hard? We might all be. Because in Espanol is muy difícil, which is hard or difficult. So take that to your ojos.
I thought it was pronounced El Erecto
Oh, is
in
it?
Spanish.
Oh.
What did you say?
I thought it was Bonero.
Oh. Well, happy El Erecto Bonero.
Yeah.
Wow, did we ever kick this thing off like hard?
Yeah.
Like real hard. But you brought up something. Let me crack a frosty. I'm a little my larynx is a little bleached after all that.
You've been bleaching it?
Well, no, it just that was such a hot moment. Like most podcasts don't come in that hot and steamy.
Listen.
And I think I bleached out my uvula or my labia or what's in there?
It's a labia in there.
Is it a labia?
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like it's really dry, like a North Korean sandbox.
Oh, okay.
Dude, if a pelican smashes through the roof right now and sucks our heads, I don't blame it.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
Wow, we are walking on a tightrope wire, bro.
Yeah, we are. A lot of podcasts do cold opens. We're just trying to get a hot open today.
Dude, what if a pelican smashed through the roof and sucked our heads? They got those big gully, and we're making pelican noises?
Yeah.
Are we crazy?
I don't know. It could happen at any moment.
Are we pella nuts?
I don't know.
Are we pella craze?
Are we on the exercise bike? Are we Pelotons?
What are we?
What are we?
Dude, gross stuff.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of air, this is what I wanted to open with because you made a very pertinent comment like just before we went live on air and became erectile pills.
Oh, yeah.
You told me you put your phone in airplane mode.
Yes.
And then what was the follow-up?
I said, so it might crash into a building at any moment.
Your phone?
Yeah.
What was that?
It's my throat.
Was that your uvula?
It's my labia in my throat.
You just did what are those? Whoa, dude. That's like a bullfrog.
Yeah. A frog right
Whoa.
behind you.
Dude,
We are flowing today, my friend.
Dude, that's like a mating call. Like, have you ever been out in a marsh or in a swamp and heard that late at night? Like, dude, you're like a tree toad.
Now, it might be a little bit too much for the ladies if I look directly into camera and do it at the same time. But
Do it.
here we go.
Fuck
You
it.
ready?
Yeah. Dude, that's the best.
Oh, I snotted a little bit because I got so excited.
Oh, I don't blame you. I snotted in my underpants.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that is the best, like, I think, like, frog, like, tropical rainforest, Amazonian, like, I can't do that.
Well, I used to work at Rainforest Cafe, and they teach us that there.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Can I take your order and then...
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
would you like to hear the specials today?
Yes, please.
Okay, we have a chicken tender special with a side of fries, ketchup, Dijon mustard, and we also have beef fritters. Now, beef fritters is like one of like the wild yaks that.
Sounds delicious. Sounds delicious. Does it come with a side?
It does come with a side, actually.
A side of...
Cheesecake.
And...
Potpourri.
And...
Mayonnaise.
Dude, that's like a throat fart, sort of, huh?
It is. After a while of doing it, They got weaker because there was gas starting to build up in my throat, and I had to clear the chamber.
Okay, got ya. Speaking of critters, we started off with pelicans, tree toads, frogs. Is there a critter out in nature that you find the most unusual or bizarre? Like, it doesn't have to be one you've seen in real life. It could be one you've seen in a book on the Nature Channel. Is there a critter out there that you just go, what? How? Evolution? Weird? I don't know.
I mean, honestly, anytime I see a praying mantis, I'm pretty thrown.
Oh, really? Why? Yeah, they're weird.
Just because you don't see them that often.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
But when you do, they look like they're ready to fight you. Like, anytime I've seen a praying mantis, I've never seen like a docile, like just chill praying mantis. They're ready at any moment to... It seems like they're always in fear of a predator coming their way. Or they want to put that off, like that big bro energy.
Well, you know what I do with them? I kind of reverse the bully mode because most insects, like an ant or a spider in your house, you'll just look to be like, right? You'll just kill it without any. But because they're praying mantises, I'll give them the option. They'll be there and they'll be like, and I'll go, you want to die? You want to party, motherfucker? You're about to get my foot, unless, of course, you want to talk to the Lord. And then the praying mantis is just like, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. And then you let them go because they prayed. Mm-hmm. All the other ones, they just let you kill them.
You know, a lot of bugs are pretty sacrilegious, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like ladybugs, blasphemous creatures.
Yeah.
But praying mantises, they're very reverent.
They got the Lord in them.
They do.
Have you ever heard a praying mantis choir? You're laying in bed in the middle of the night and outside your window. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Dude, I gotta say it. I know we're having fun, but I think you just shit your throat.
Yeah, I think I did too.
Holy fuck. Wow.
Do you have any wipes?
Yeah, you need some wipes, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I think you might have sucked a log right up into your throat.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
Lincoln style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's a good one. Praying mantis, they're very odd.
Yeah.
They got a weird name. The fact that they pray, no other bug does it.
What would you do if you were about to step on a praying mantis?
Yeah.
And it caught your foot, and it, you know, in a kung fu movie where
it just like
spins
twists
you around.
my ankle.
Yeah, and
or
you
it
start
spins
spinning,
me around.
It spins you around, and you.
Fuck me, I guess I'd be the one praying at that point.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Whoa, that was a big movement.
That was a big one.
That was like a Thanksgiving shit in your throat.
Yeah. I invited the family over for that one.
Wow. I have a critter that I always thought was really weird. Have you heard of the archer fish?
No.
Okay, this is a real fish. It lives in Australia. It lives in like tropical rainforest.
There's a lot of weird creatures in general in Australia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Aussie's
Scary
got
ones.
Scary fucking. But this one, the archer fish, check it out. Most fish will like jump for a bug or eat something underwater. Mm-hmm. The archer fish, it goes along, it looks up out of the water for bugs on a plant or on a tree, and it goes up and it spits water, knocks it off the thing and drops it into the water and then consumes it. They've got meticulous aim. They've figured out the refraction of the water, and they actually spit water right out at a bug. And it's unbelievable. This is why I was asking. There's these weird creatures in nature.
So you're telling me this fish is a spitter and a swallower?
And a squirter. Yeah. And when I was a kid, I was so enamored with this fish. When I was a kid and I went through my zit phase, like the pus phase.
Like acne?
Yeah. I would float down the river and near our house. We had a river near our house and I'd float on my back. And as soon as I saw like a bug, I'd just be like, and I'd like knock them off. And, well, if you're going to laugh, maybe this isn't the story for you.
No, I didn't realize that. I just didn't realize your acne was that bad. Where
It
you
was
had
horrible.
meticulous control of it.
Yeah, I could aim, man.
Now, do you remember?
Yeah.
As a kid, did anybody in your class do this? Do you remember something called Gleeking?
No.
You remember that? No.
No, I've heard of geeks, like
Right,
geeking. What's
right.
Gleeking?
Okay,
This is with an L?
With an L.
Gleeking.
I
Talk
can't
to
do
me.
it. There was always a kid who could do it, but they'd go like this, and they would have spit pocketed in the back of their mouth corners, and they'd go like this, and they'd shoot a stream, a small stream of spit onto different things. I think it's contagious.
Sorry, dude. That was rude. Dude, wait. Why is it called Gleeking?
I don't know.
So they put like stuff their saliva like a chipmunk storing nuts in its cheeks.
Yeah.
they do some weird thing with their tongue.
And then perfectly.
Like an archer fish.
Yeah, like an archer fish, though.
Wow.
Kids would do it at my high school all the time.
No.
Yeah.
Did one ever like do it on you? Like nail you with it? Like what would...
it was gross.
So they'd spit it like at your face and stuff?
Sometimes. But it was like a stream where it wasn't like, it's not as offensive as somebody going, you know?
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, you know, it's a different kind of sensation if somebody's like,
yeah. God.
more sensual.
Oh, God. That's
Yeah.
creepy.
Yeah.
And did you retaliate or were you just like, oh, thanks for the gleeking?
Well, you try to befriend those people so they wouldn't gleek on you, and you'd use them at your might.
And did you ever have to, by force, realize, well, if I got gleekers, I better learn how to do it so I can retaliate?
No, I was always just in the company of gleekers.
So you never learned it?
I never learned how. I never could.
Because I got to say, as a kid, like how old are we talking?
I mean, this went on from grade school to middle school, dropped off a little bit more in high school, but there were still kids who would do it in high school.
Because this is the type of thing, if you see other kids doing that, I'm immediately going, I want to be able to squirt like that.
Yeah, squirt out the mouth?
Yeah.
Come on.
But you never entertained even learning it?
I tried, but I couldn't do it.
No way.
Yeah, it's very specific.
So it's a real skill set.
I knew guys who could gleek across the room who'd be like, "Tsk."
Like we're talking 6, 7, 8 feet?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's some good gleeking.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Yeah. Hey folks, as I mentioned earlier, today's show is sponsored by BetterHelp. How's your life going? How's your social battery? Are you riding high? You riding low? You somewhere in between? You know, sometimes we have so much demands put on us with our work and our friends and all our social activities that we kind of, you know, things can get a little foggy or mixed up or overwhelming or things like that. So maybe BetterHelp therapy is something that could benefit you. Yeah, that's right. Maybe help you sort through all of that stuff. Whether you've been to therapy or not, it's always something you could try, something new, or maybe it's something you've done before and want to return to it. So if you're thinking of therapy, starting some therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time at no additional charge. Find your social sweet spot with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/highway today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/highway. Okay? So hope that helps. I hope that better helps. And now, let's get back to the show.
Had this other kid who I knew. You're talking about when you see somebody do something, you know, you want to be able to do it too.
Yeah, right. You always want to when you're a kid.
When I was a freshman, I was taking the Spanish class, and there's this senior that was in entry-level Spanish for some reason.
A senior or a senor?
He was a senior.
Well, if he was older, he would have been a senior senor. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, you're putting it out there. I get it.
It could be a double entendre.
Well, he could have been a senor.
But he was just a senior?
Or he could have been a senior.
Like if you see a 95-year-old Mexican guy walking down the street, that's a senior senor. Am I wrong?
Well, yeah, you're right, but maybe he's trying to speak more English. Maybe he's a senior.
Okay. Have you seen your sister? What?
Huh?
What is that? That's a whole different
That's
senior.
a different...
Yeah, sorry. So,
Yeah.
okay, so keep going.
He hasn't seen my sister.
Well, maybe he has. He's 98.
I guess he's lived long enough where he could have seen my sister.
Well, he's a senior senor, so he's seen a lot. Senior sister, I bet. I'm just throwing it out there.
No, and I'm taking it.
I'm just gleeking it out there.
Right. So there's this kid
Okay, sorry.
who he was a senior, even though it was in Spanish class.
Okay.
A younger guy.
Yeah.
He was a young senor.
And what was his name? Did he have a Spanish name?
I think it was something like Josh or something like that.
Well, we can just say it, Josh.
Oh, okay. So he would do this thing where
Oh, God.
he would just fart like really loud in class, like unabashedly just
Huge.
fart. Just huge.
Like louder than you've ever heard?
Like so ridiculously
Wow.
loud, where it would like interrupt the entire class. It wasn't just like a little squeaker. It was like these huge farts, and then he would start dying laughing.
Oh, you got to.
Yeah, I mean, he would just, and then when he would laugh that hard, I was like, this guy's my hero. This is hilarious.
Oh.
And then the teacher, this kid is 18 by this point, by the way. And everybody else is just like, what are you doing? It's just like me laughing maniacally at this
man.
guy who's
Can't
also
help
laughing
it.
at his own fart.
Yeah.
And then the teacher, the senora,
Oh, wow.
yeah, she would say, go to the hall
Wow.
every time. Yeah.
So he went to Arsenio Hall's house?
Yeah, every time. Every time he farted, he ended up on the Arsenio Hall show.
Wow. Arsenio loves farts.
I know.
My thing used to be, I used to go to movies all the time when I was like a teenager in my 20s, during college. And me and my buddy, my college roommate, Reg, we would go to the movies and I would time my farts. Like for the word, like there was this famous movie, Natasha Kinski did this big epic love story called Tess.
Okay.
In the 80s, it was like a huge hit. It was like Dances with Wolves long. It was so big it had an intermission in it. And it was this epic love story about love and lost love and getting it back and pining for love. And then we were in like it was after the intermission, it was like the third act, and the two lovers that had broken apart and they couldn't love anyone else, and they finally come back together in the third act, and it's just beautiful moment, and they're right here. And it's one of those moments where the music stops and they look at each other, and he just goes, I love you. And then I just went like a huge fucking fart. Me and my buddy, and it's that thing, it's the forbidden laugh where you can't laugh. So you're laughing your head up, but you got to keep it silent. So all you can see is your shoulders going like this, right? So everyone in the theater just saw our shoulders going up and down. It was the meanest thing because you ruined the movie for you can't have a big love scene and then a fart.
I mean, how many people were in that theater when you saw it?
Oh, packed.
Oh,
yeah.
You know what? That theater's going to remember that forever.
Oh, man.
They have remembered that moment for every day since.
Yeah. And I did another thing. It was the same theater once, and I went by myself, and I used to love Clint Eastwood. Remember his old spaghetti westerns?
Oh, yeah. Did you ever see The Outlaw Josie Wales?
Yeah.
Love one of my favorite movies I've seen with my dad. My dad, I would watch that like so much. when I
Isn't
was a
it
kid.
great?
It's great.
He's so cool.
He's so cool.
They don't make movie stars like him anymore.
Yeah.
And my favorite spaghetti western is For a Few Dollars More. If you've
Okay.
never seen that, watch it with your dad. It's
All right.
him and Lee Van Cleef. They're bounty hunters. I think it's his best spaghetti western. But he always had those cool boots, the cowboy boots. They weren't the pointy ones, but they're the ones with the chopped front end.
Yeah,
so they're
the
square.
Yeah.
So college, I get me a pair of those. And I go down to this big movie theater, same place where I blasted the test bomb.
Right.
And it was I forget the movie. I just went down for a movie, and I went down by myself, and I'm sitting in my seat, and I want to get popcorn. So I go to get up and get popcorn, and it was sort of one of these old vintage movie theaters, so they didn't necessarily clean it all that great, but it was a beautiful, had a balcony
Sticky
and everything.
floors?
It was not sticky, but slippery.
Slippery.
So I think it was like butter and pop, and it was like real, almost like ice, right? So I go out to the snack bar to get a big bucket of popcorn, and I'm in college. I can't afford. You can barely afford anything. Like the movies, it was the matinee, 99 cents to see the movie, and so I'm going. It's nighttime. There's some people sitting around. I start walking back from the snack bar. I eat the popcorn. It's the stalest you've ever tasted in your life.
just
Like-
they didn't make a new batch. They gave you the bottom.
It was from 4 days ago. Like it just tasted like I was eating foam peanuts, those packaging peanuts.
yeah.
And I thought, they're not going to give it back to me. I don't want to waste it. What can I do to get something out of this purchase? So I'm walking back. I'm in the middle of the theater. Like I got the middle seat, and there's people sitting around me. I got these flat Clint Eastwood cowboy boots. There's no traction on them, right? They're just smooth. So I go, you know what? I'm going to do a huge, like Laurel and Hardy, Buster Keaton, Jerry Lewis, like popcorn wipeout, right? So I'm walking along, and I hit that slippery stuff, and I could have manipulated. I could have got over it, but I just started doing the thing, and I did it must have been about a 45-second wipeout where the popcorn, I threw it in the air, and I was doing this thing, and I just milked it like a Jim Carrey, like Jerry Lewis, Don Knotts, like the biggest pratfall you've ever seen, but it's raining popcorn. And I finally sit down and I play it off like it's all real. And I look over and the people around me are just wheezing. Like they're laughing so hard. And I'm just sitting there acting like Matt.
Can you believe that?
Oh, dude. It was, anyways, I got off on a tangent. I apologize, but it was so fun. I'll never forget it.
Now, were you there with somebody?
No, I was alone.
You're just there alone.
And I thought the popcorn shit, I paid for it. Even if I go back, it's still going to be shit. They're not going
Right.
to. So I thought, what can I get? What value can I get out of this purchase? And you know what? In the end, it gave me a lifelong memory versus eating a bucket of popcorn.
And would you prefer a memory or one popcorn that would have been good?
The memory, man. And plus, I laughed my head off. Like even though I stayed in it, once the laughter died, I was just laughing inside like, oh, so fun.
It's a rush.
It's a rush. And this was pre me doing comedy. I mean, I was always a goofy, nutty guy, but
So that's got to be even somewhat of a bigger high because you're not consistently getting, you're not getting the laughs like every night like we're used to. And
Yeah.
this is like a shot in the dark. Like I just made a bunch of people
Yeah.
laugh right now.
this was a popcorn performance piece.
Yeah.
Speaking of entertainment, we're in the entertainment business, and it's fun. We create laughter.
Yeah.
But I want to flip the page to the dark side for a minute.
Ooh.
And I'm sort of nervous to hear what you... Yeah. Read your lines, Luke. Where's the craft services, Luke? That dark side of entertainment.
Yeah.
But have you ever...
Been touched?
Well, I was going to say, been on the casting couch.
Oh.
Have you ever been in a scenario where you went in for an audition, or you were trying to get a part, or were you ever Harvey Weinstein? Were you ever someone tried to seduce you or went after you? Come on, guy.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I've got a couple very weird
Let's
ones.
hear them. I had a feeling looking
Now-
at you.
Now, I haven't been Weinstein, but I've been Weinstein assistanted or something like that, you know?
Wow.
So basically, if you get Weinstein, you
Yeah.
probably hit it big. You probably
right.
But I got maybe Weinstein assistanted or something like that.
wow,
Like
okay.
much lower on the totem pole.
Okay. What happened?
Okay, a couple very, very strange audition stories.
Ooh, let's
Okay.
go.
First one, I should have known better, but I just moved from Kansas out here.
Yeah, new in town, a freshie.
A total freshie, looking for anything.
Prime meat.
Prime
Yeah.
meat, served fresh at Ryan's Buffet. If you know, you know.
Yeah, just right out of the Greyhound station type of Kansas kid.
Oh, yeah.
Probably still a piece of straw in your mouth.
Yeah, the bus smoke's still fresh on,
Yeah.
on my face.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So I signed up for this audition on Craigslist.
Oh, shit. What was it for? To do some gardening?
No.
Craigslist?
Yeah, I know.
They have acting on Craigslist?
Well,
Well, okay. Yeah, I think I know where this is going. Let's hear it.
Okay, so this one was for a surfing ad. It was like a surfing commercial.
Right, you're in California.
I'm in
You're
California.
like, makes sense.
I'm like,
Surfing.
great. You know, I started to grow out my hair at that point.
Yeah.
Like, so it started. I used to have really long hair. There's like almost down to the shoulders.
Nice.
And that's what the casting director thought too. And they had me walk in, and I should have known that it wasn't legit when I signed up on a legal pad that just had like time written on one side and name on the other side, just in ink pen.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I go in, and they're like, it's for a surfer role. So I was like, this is all normal. They're like, could you take your shirt off? Right away.
Instantly.
I was like,
And were there cameras set up and stuff? Oh,
Yeah.
Was this in the valley?
it was out in like, maybe it was the Valley. It was either Venice or the Valley. I used to go on a lot of random
Probably
Craigslist auditions.
valley, because
Yeah.
that's porno. That's where they shoot most of the pornos.
Yeah.
apparently. Anyways, keep going.
Maybe they were checking to see if they were gonna scoop me up,
Okay, so you're topless.
and then they go, "Okay, thank you." And then that was the end of the audition.
Oh,
I didn't pass.
you just took your shirt off?
They
and
took my
that's
shirt
it?
off, and they're like, "Okay, thanks."
Oh,
Yeah,
that's not that bad.
we'll get ready.
Oh, shit.
Well, that was the end of that one.
You got a call back and they said, now take your pants off?
Yeah. Leave the shirt on, take the pants off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Piece by piece?
Yeah, piece
Wow.
by piece. So that was a more tame one.
Yeah, that's really tame.
Okay.
But what do you think the purpose of, because you were a surfer dude, they wanted to see your physique as
I
a
think
surfer?
so. And then they're like, nah.
Okay, because you're already skinny guy, but you were probably back then even skinnier.
Yeah, but coming out from Kansas, I was actually like chubbier in a different way because I was eating way different.
What were you eating?
Well,
Corn.
yeah, corn, just like tons of home cooked meals and stuff, you know,
Oh, so
because
yeah.
I lived at home.
Oh yeah, good old Kansas comfort food.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally.
man,
So when I
okay.
moved out here, I actually ended up dropping some lbs because
Oh, so maybe you were the opposite. You were too chunky
yeah,
to look
maybe I
like
was-
a surfer.
maybe I was too corn. Yeah, too corn fed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Children of the corn boy.
Children
over
of
here.
the corn spelled with a K.
Children of the porn in the valley.
Whoa.
Look out, topless titty monk.
Ooga.
Honk honk. Wow. So what was part two? I mean, that one was pretty tame.
Pretty
You came
tame.
out unscathed.
Okay, this one, people have told me and asked me if this is made up. This is not made up.
Shizens.
I auditioned for a role that was guy on toilet.
Okay.
I self-submitted.
What?
It wasn't like an agent put me up to this.
Yeah.
It was like, quirky guy on toilet, I can do that.
Was this another Craigslist or was this like...
This was an LA casting one.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I get there, and the guy who's running, you know when you're on camera sometimes, you
Yeah.
just take the direction, you don't think about it.
Yeah.
You're just in the zone, right?
Right.
So the guy's like, all right. You're on the toilet, right? I'm like, okay, yeah. He's like, all right, act like you're taking a fat shit. already just the
Oh, God.
just the way I'm being talked to. I was like, huh? All right. So I start like pushing. I'm like, he goes, all right, act like you're jerking off. And I was like,
Come on.
what? And he goes, you're jerking off and taking a shit.
Oh,
And I was like, okay. I
what?
started doing it.
You started.
Yeah.
What? What?
What?
Why?
Don't why me.
Whoa, why?
I was in the zone. I told you.
You were in the shitting.
When the cameras start rolling, I have this thing. When the
you're
camera's rolling and somebody's like, oh, this will be funny.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking
You commit.
properly. I
You
commit.
commit.
I have this problem where it's all in every time.
Whoa.
So I'm now like,
Oh, no.
you know,
Oh, God.
you know, doing that whole
Whoa,
thing.
what was it? Okay. I'm just double checking. Want to make sure we get this story accurate here.
So then I leave the audition.
But before you move on, just for them, because some of my audience, they're not. I mean, there's Carol Tinkle Nips and Wally Wonder Diaper.
Uh-huh.
If just one more for them, if they could just. And then end it with the. You got the puck, kid.
I got the pot.
Okay, so keep going. Thank you. That was for them.
Pack your bags, kid.
Pack your bags.
You're moving in with me.
You're going to jerk off shit town, kid. So what? Okay, so now what?
So I left the audition being like, you know what? I felt a little taken advantage of in the moment. And
Wow.
I was like, I didn't even really want that. You know, that actor thing you do, and you're like, I didn't even really want that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm above that.
I'm above that.
But no clothes came off for that one?
No clothes came
Okay,
off.
that's at least a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had one where and when you're young, you're hungry, right? You're hungry
That's
for
part
this
of the
stuff.
problem. Yeah.
So I remember it was my third year here, and I met some fancy schmancy director. It was the guy who was doing Gladiator, Ridley Scott.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy goes, come to Rome. I want you to be in the movie. Let's talk about it. I want you to do a part in Gladiator. And I'm like, holy shit. You know, I'm like, I'm not going to say no to that. So, you know, I fly all the way to Rome. I meet the guy there. I don't have a lot of money at this point in time. So I got to take the milk run. You know, I go through New York to Paris to Rome to, you know, it's like, I get all the way over there. He gets me, meet me in the hotel room. And I'm like, okay. But it's like 2 a.m. So I get in there, 2 a.m. He goes, I need you to put this costume on. I want you to play the role. It's a scene in the Colosseum. And I'm like, whoa, cool, right? You know, where all the gladiators are. Put this robe on. It's a priest robe. I'm like, okay. And he goes, okay, put it on. And I go, just before we go any further, what's the role? Like, what are my lines? And he goes, lines? You're an extra. And I go, oh, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, you're going to be way, way up in the back. We probably won't even see you, but slap the priest robe on and then kneel down and pretend you're praying. And I'm like, oh, well, I came all the way from L.A. to Rome. And he's like, yeah. And it's 2 a.m. He's like, yeah, just kneel down. And it was, I don't want to tell the rest of it, but it was, I didn't get the part. I know, I was going to be an extra up in the Colosseum scene where there's thousands of Romans and.
Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
Huh.
Unreal. I mean, what a bummer.
Man.
To go all that way to be an extra.
And then he got Ridley of you.
Anyways, I'm glad we're survivors. Yeah.
Well, yours kind of outweighed mine a little bit.
Well, not only, you said you never got Harvey Weinstein. I got Amy Winehouse.
What?
Yeah, you got Weinstein, but I got Winehouse.
Okay, and what did that happen?
It wasn't anything to do with acting, but I was at a cafe in Paris, in London, actually, and I was eating some ribs, and Amy Winehouse, who doesn't eat a lot, or she didn't, very thin, I'm sitting about to bite, and she came flying over some tables and, like, attacked my ribs like a hyena. And a skinny little freak. Winehouse.
Now, there's a continuation of this story.
Okay. Oh, shit. Here we go.
So I told you I wrote it off in my head. Like, I don't need that.
Yeah.
But then my ego got the best of me when I got a notification that I got a call back for that.
For the shitting and... No.
And I was like, maybe I can go on one more audition.
No, you didn't.
I went back.
You did for real?
Yeah.
And what happened?
Well, they said we've changed the role to yoga guy. I was like, great. I don't want to be guy on toilet anyway.
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
So I go in there and they're like, how flexible are you?
Oh, no.
I go, oh, I'm really flexible. I start showing off how flexible I am because I've always been like very Gumby-like, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. So now they're rolling the cameras again. They're like, okay, now you're a guy doing yoga. Now start off, doing some simple stuff, downward dog and like some butterfly stretches and stuff like that. And then they're coaching me through it. And they're like, now roll back and act like you're trying to suck your own dick.
Get lost.
And I was like, huh? They're like, act like you're trying to suck your own dick.
Like they're getting mad at you like that?
Yeah, the guy's a little aggressive because the session runner or the casting director is like, it's off of his recommendations that he brought me back in.
Yeah.
So he's like, do it, man. Like he's like giving me this look.
Whoa.
Yeah, very aggro. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And I flip back all the way, my legs all the way. Like,
No, you didn't.
yeah.
What the H?
Yeah, man.
You started doing it?
Yeah.
What was this movie?
It was for a Swedish security commercial, like a cyber commercial, I found out.
What are they securing? You're nuts?
Yeah, I guess so. My Swedish meatballs, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah. So then I'm
Come on.
I leave there and I'm like, oh, I feel weird again. Like,
you've been used.
I've been used now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, what if they use this footage for, like, are they pranking
Yeah.
me? You know what I mean? Like all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then I get a call. They're like, you booked it.
No, you
And
didn't.
I go, you know what? I've had time to think about it because a couple days have passed.
Yeah.
I had a couple days to think about it. I'm actually not comfortable being yoga guy who's
Yeah.
some dick on camera.
What the?
And this guy on the phone gets irate with me.
Yeah.
He goes, what? He goes, I told him you're the guy. This is the same guy who's like, come on, man, do it.
Ooh.
He goes, I told him you're the guy. I told him that I was going to book you. I stuck my neck out for you. You know what? You're never going to work in this town again. Click. Wow. That's how he ended the call. That classic line, you're never going to work in this town again.
He stuck his neck out for you. You stuck your neck out for you.
Yeah, my lower neck, my upper neck. Yeah.
So he had the audacity to act like this was like some big like
Huge
thing,
opportunity.
and you're gonna lose any chance of being an actor because of this.
Yeah. Like that he knew every casting director in town and he was going to tell them about me. So somebody calls me back. They go, hey, we heard,
Wow.
we heard what one of our other casting directors,
Yeah.
we heard about that phone call. We'd like to offer you the part, but it's a different role. We've changed it again.
Oh, now what is it now? You got to eat your own ass? God, this just keeps getting better.
They go,
Yeah, we want you to rim yourself in a tortoise costume.
They go, so it's guy who is shaving his pubes.
I was close.
And I go, I'll take it. And I did it. I drove up to a weird house in the hills. They paid me $150 or $200 in cash. And I did it. They were wanting to see my pubes. I'm like, I'll pull down my pants a little bit, but I'm not showing you pubes for this weird Swedish commercial.
What the hell's
Dude.
wrong with the Swedes?
I don't know, man.
What
The
hell?
director kept telling me that my hair was pretty on set.
Yeah, very pretty hair.
Dude.
Dude, it was so
I mean, we
weird.
get commercials for Eggo waffles and mini wheats and Tampax, and over there they're getting commercials for yoga shaving, pube sucking,
Dude.
cock sucking toilet sitters.
It was insane. I literally,
Wow.
after they realized I wasn't going to give them exactly what they wanted with that,
Yeah, I
like
would
we
think
quickly
not.
shot some silly faces and stuff of me, you know, doing
Mentos, the fresh maker. Hello. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Do your pubes get out of control? Target.
Nothing says loving like Pillsbury shaving your pubes.
Shave your pubes with Werther's. So, yeah, I got cash, and then I drove away.
Wow, dude.
Yeah. Very, very weird. It was one of those, like, obviously super non-union.
Yeah.
Nothing legit about it. Yeah.
What kills me is you went back 3 times.
Harland.
And
I
then-
was desperate.
Yeah.
And I needed something.
$150.
Yeah.
You needed
I needed it.
You could have worked at Taco Bell for 2 nights and avoided the scarring.
I was
the
already-
psychological scarring.
I was literally working at Starbucks at that time, and I was like, this will get me out of one day at Starbucks.
Wow.
So
Out
get-
of one day
Well,
at
actually-
Starbucks and 30 years of therapy.
At that time, that would have been a couple days at Starbucks. Because I was making like $8.50 an hour at Starbucks. Yeah. And I hated that job, so I was like, anything to get me out of this job.
Dude.
Yeah.
So you thought it was first you had to think it was a prank at some point.
I thought I was being pranked at some point.
Speaking of pranks, have you ever what would you say is the wildest prank you've ever pulled on like a buddy or friend or even a stranger? Is there one that sticks out where you just fucking nailed it, hammered one over the wall? Still talk about it with your buds?
One time, it was a bet. It was kind of a prank, kind of a bet.
Oh God.
I was backstage. This was probably like 7, 8 years ago. I was backstage at an Impractical Jokers show. They invited me and Adam Ray and a couple comics.
Oh, the guys that do that prank show.
Yeah.
Practical Jokers, yeah.
So they're friends with Gary Busey.
Oh, the actor, yeah.
Yeah.
The nutty actor, yeah.
Yeah, so Adam Ray, he's like, I will give you $100 if you go over there and make intense eye contact with Gary Busey and dance in front of him.
No.
And I went up and I did it, and he was like, What are you doing? What's going on? Like, he's like, oh, this guy's weirdo. I like this guy. Yeah. Like his wife started laughing. They're like, what is happening right now? And I was just dancing.
Show me your butter sausage.
Yeah. That was a weird, fun little prank that was just like, you know, Adam Ray, he's like, I'll give you the 100. And he did. He ended up, you know, man of his word.
Busey is such an oddball. I was at a movie premiere once. And I'm just sitting there waiting for the movie to start.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I hear these weird noises and I feel something hitting the back of my head. Hey, I hear like, and something's hitting the back of my head. And I turn around and Gary Busey is throwing popcorn at the back of my head and making like whale and dolphin noises because he saw me. I did a movie called Down Periscope, a submarine movie with Kelsey Grammer, where I had to do a bunch of crazy whale noises. And it was a really funny scene. And so he was like, and he's throwing, but I go, what are you doing? He goes, remember the whale thing you did? Remember the whale thing in Down Periscope? And I was just like, holy fuck, it was so creepy. Such an oddball.
Oh, yeah.
God.
I also pooped in an ice bucket thing when I was on a road trip with some buddies, and told a friend to open it, and, you know, just dumb stuff like that.
You pooped in an ice bucket? Dude,
Yeah.
that's a wasted audition if you ask me. I mean, dude, that could have led to a pube shaving role.
At least a callback.
Oh, dude. I was talking about going to Rome. Is there a place in the world that you haven't been that you really want to go? Or is there a place that in the world that you have been to and you just love? Is there a dream place you've never been? Talk to me, guy.
I want to go to Thailand.
Why?
Love the food.
Can't just go to a local restaurant?
I want to, I want authentic street Thai food, or like go to Japan, just somewhere in Asia, really. I've never been to Asia.
So that's Asia.
Yeah.
But it's for the food?
For the food. Yeah. For the food. The culture too. But I like the food a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go to Germany too.
For the food?
For the people.
Really?
Yeah.
Germany's great.
But I'm like, that's part of my heritage though.
Oh, it is?
Irish, German.
Oh, yeah. What part of Germany? North, south?
The good part.
It's a good part of Germany.
It's a good part of Germany.
Oh, it's a good part.
Oh, it's a good part of Germany.
Yes,
We don't talk about the bad parts anymore.
Only it's a good part.
Only it's a good
Oh, I
part.
think maybe maybe from the south, the Black Forest near Stuttgart, perhaps.
Oh, perhaps.
That seems to be the good part these days.
Yeah. Maybe on the west side of the wall, not the east side of the wall.
Oh, yeah, I think you might be right on that. Maybe somewhere on the east side, not the west side.
East side, west side, represent. Maybe Brussels.
Maybe sprouts. Maybe Brussels sprouts.
Maybe.
Or maybe not.
Maybe not.
But maybe.
But maybe so.
Maybe so. Sorry, dude. Sometimes I get a glitch.
Oh.
Like, do you believe we're in the Matrix? Do you believe we're in a digital? Like, some people think this is all an illusion. This is the Matrix. And when I do this stuff, when I have a glitch, it's sometimes I believe it.
I get it. So, people think that the code is a sequence of zeros and ones. I think it's a sequence of sixes and nines.
Really?
Yeah.
I did a sequence of 6 and 9 the other night.
Did you?
In Bakersfield up at a Motel 6 with a streetwalker.
Yeah.
We 69'd all night.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what you requested out of a streetwalker?
Yeah.
Really?
I like a 69. I like to smell what I'm about to. See? I just had a glitch.
I was about to slap you.
Are you serial?
Yeah, I was about to.
Yeah. See, so you can see you're picking up on it.
I'm picking up on it.
So you believe potentially this could all be just fabricated, that we're living in a digital existence. Really? Wait. What? Come on. No way. Are you serial? What? Dude.
Yeah.
Looking at the digital realm, the way everything's going, what do you think stand-up comedy will look like in 100 years? Like, honestly, what does it look like to you? What do you interpret it? How do you see it?
They keep doing these VR stand-up shows and stuff like that where you put on the Oculus and then you're sitting and it's like you're in a club or you're in a virtual club where you're watching like some animated figure like do the jokes or whatever. Uh-huh.
You've seen a virtual comedy show?
Yeah.
What's it like? I haven't seen that.
Basically, excuse me. Basically, you can enter with your Oculus or whatever, whatever your gear is.
Yeah.
And it's like you walk into a room and then it's either projected like a video on the wall, like a stand-up who's like doing it. And,
okay.
And there's some comics who have been experimenting with those shows who they do it for tips and stuff like that, like in the meta world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does it look like are they there? Is it a film of them or is it like a hologram of them?
It's like a hologram of them.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
It's
not perfected yet by any means.
It's not.
No,
but that's what I'm asking you because I feel like in the next 50 to 100 years, I think the curve for stand-up comedy just in a traditional club will change. Like,
hopefully it'll be one of those things that it'll be like a movie theater where you want to go, where it's that old school feel.
Yeah.
Like laser tag. Those still exist.
They do?
Oh, and they're fun.
Do you get to use real laser guns?
Oh, yeah.
So you get to kill people?
Well.
I'm in.
You want to go?
Love to kill a few.
Okay.
How many have you killed?
Oh, the bodies have piled up. What are you looking at?
You said the bodies are piling up, and then you looked off into space, like as if you're seeing souls, like lost souls of the dead that you've killed.
Yeah. There's been a few.
Are you still seeing them?
Uh-huh.
Fuck off, really?
Yeah.
There you see, look. Hold on. I don't think I see them. Where are you looking?
It's right there.
What the fuck, guy? Oh! I see a fat guy.
Yeah.
You killed that guy?
Yeah.
Nice kill, guy.
Yeah, his high score, cholesterol.
Whoa. Thunder Slammer.
Mm-hmm. Or as in the South, we call him Mr. Diabetes.
Oh, Mr. Dalbito. He live in the old house at the end of the bayou there now.
He sure do now. He don't make it fast fall at the bottom of the top.
He's the only man in the whole town who got Cajun black and catfish feet now. You hear, child?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes late at night when the crickets is singing and the wind's blowing through the moss, I can hear him chewing lily pads right through his screen door. They call him the swamp goblin now, child.
Sometimes I hear him suffocating on his own fingers because he thinks that he's eating meat out of a bucket, but they're actually his phalanges.
Sometimes I hear him sucking on salamander clits deep in the night when the owls is hooing and old lady Johnson squeezing lemonade way down there by the rusty old train tracks, child.
Sometimes I hear him squeezing on an alligator nostril and sucking the snot out like he's doing some kind of shot on a Sunday night special at Applebee's.
Sometimes on Sunday morning I hear him sharpening his knife blade on the back of a dirty old catfish right down there by the swamp grass. That's right, child.
Sometimes I see him scraping the mud off his boot on the hound dog head at the house of the moon.
Every now and then I catch him sitting in the top of an old Scotch pine tree playing with his eyebrows and making banjo noises. Dong, ding, dong, ding.
Sometimes I see him swinging himself to sleep with his oxygen tank and lines just going back and forth as he slowly decompresses his heart rate one beat at a time because he realizes that the Beatus is going to get him or us one of these days.
Well, now that's right. Every now and then I catch him rubbing toads up and down the back of his shoulder meat just so he can pretend he's a bumpy old gourd laying down in Mr. Johnson's golf field now, child.
Sometimes, child, I see him begging on his knees for the good Lord to repent himself of his sins of him overeating on bubble wrap and lemonade.
Sometimes I see him praying down on his dirty, dirty knees now over fucking what's-his-face's grave, Paul Newman, way up there in the cemetery under the full moon and the crickets eating aphid twats.
Sometimes I see him squealing like a pig until he realizes he's been looking at the reflection in the mirror of himself for days upon days without anything other than butter, margarine, I can't believe it's not better, some jambalaya, and some pig's toes.
Every now and then in the middle of the night I hear him slapping his man titties back and forth and it sounds like two children in a bouncy house wearing sponge helmets. That's right, child.
Sometimes I hear Houston, we are clear for takeoff coming out of the summer valley in the heat of 105, and then it's just him pooping just his guts out from the bottom of his porcelain skin to the top of the ceiling of the widow of his wife that used to be.
Amen, child. Amen.
Amen.
Wow. I feel like I needed to get that out.
That's kind of been lingering in my system for a while, so it feels a little cathartic to.
God, dude, thank you for that.
Oh, thank you.
It's like a sort of like a therapy session. Like, wow, are you okay?
Yeah.
You gonna take off? turned into a hummingbird.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I don't really go in for the whole therapy thing, but Cajun therapy I find is just, it's some of the most, it gets to the deep layers. It helps you bring up whatever we just brought up it's been festering. You've been holding it inside, and I think it's been holding me back.
Yeah, I started going to some Cajun therapy a while ago.
Oh, nice.
And the therapist said, all right, if any of this gets a little bit too intense for you, just say the safe word. And I said, what's the safe word? And they said, Zatarans.
Oh, wow. I feel like today we didn't need that. I felt like we really got in tune with each other. I feel like we really expunged a lot of what's maybe been keeping us down, holding us back to find our true self, to focus on our core.
SpongeBob SquarePants, Law and Order, SVU. That's my favorite show.
Are you serial?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love season 3 was my favorite of that.
Yes, Squeefus.
That's my safe word.
Squeefus?
When you said it, I just froze. I stopped. Because when you say a safe word, right, everything's supposed to stop.
Stop.
When you said that, I don't know if you saw it, but I locked up.
No, you did. You had the rigor mortis immediately.
I didn't mean to lock. Look, I'm the host. No, if anyone's not supposed to just lock up, it's the host of a major international podcast that plays all over the world, even in Scotland.
And you've got the most on with you. You're the host with the most.
And for me to lock up, I want a personal apology to my audience, my 12 viewers, Carol Crunch Teeth, Billy Burger Buns, and most of all, the boy with the wide eyes, Walter Fudge Stink Face. But and to you too, I didn't mean to lock up. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You do the safe word, just kind of. But boy, do I really needed that. I didn't. You ever have something happen you didn't think you needed it, and you need it?
Yeah.
Like a seizure.
Yeah.
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 I'd love to watch you wash your hair. I mean, that's just like the way you.
Oh, just.
Yeah. Like you really got it down, guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been called a hummingbird before.
You have?
Yeah.
Why?
Because, for a long time, I've been quick. And then for a long time, people know me as somewhat of a musical guy. So,
Yeah.
I'd hum a lot.
Oh, wow.
I would hum.
Can two guys hum together and not be
A bird?
no, like we're cool, right? We're not like when two guys hum together, we're not like
Come on over here.
no, like how do I say it? Like there's guys that'll chop wood and they're like and
Oh,
then
like
if two
strung.
guys hum together, they're
Right.
like
Uno?
no, like
Hey.
sort of like hey.
Oh.
Like, is that like if two guys hum together, that's
Right.
not like we're chopping wood or carrying bricks.
What are you trying to get at?
I think like when two guys are like, is it a little bit of that thing?
Little palsy?
It's sort of like there could be a guy named Paul.
Mm.
When humming's, it's not the most masculine. I'm just saying, I don't want
Are you saying humming is feminine? Is that what you're saying?
well,
Like girlfriend.
yeah, a little fey, as they say.
A little fey.
A little effeminate, like,
Like handball?
no, you think you're basketball players.
like basketball.
No, they're gay. Basketball players are gay. But
Yeah.
I'm saying fey. Gay is when
Oh.
two guys hum together. Hummer.
Right.
But just humming is
Hummer.
is like a lower. It's just
Yeah.
fey is a word you don't hear, but it's sort of just a little. Yeah. Are we okay? Can we hum together?
I think we
Or
can hum together.
People aren't out there going, like we're not getting any blowback from. We're good?
I think so.
Okay, I was just checking.
I don't think that,
Yeah,
we're assimilating or anything like that.
right. We're not. It's just a thing two guys do, humming.
Well, when was the last time you hummed with a good buddy?
I do skippings late at night. I go out to the Glendale Galleria in Glendale, and we have a white van, and we have a skipping club. And we'll get out and we'll skip around in the parking lot at 2 a.m. and we have yellow leotards and the curly shoes, like the elf shoes. We're like, we skip around and we do this, but it's dark. So, you're in an empty mall parking lot. So it's like, and we wave to each other. But I've never done it on camera. And so I'm just checking that nothing's wrong.
Now, I would say what you and I did is fine.
Great. Okay.
But I wouldn't put what you did with those other group on camera.
My skipping club? Okay, because I normally just hum when I skip.
Because then people might think.
Okay. No, I got it. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, dominoes.
Wow, we're getting a lot out here today.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it might be time for words from a wooden shoe. I mean, I feel like that's where this is all going.
All right.
I mean, if you're ready for it.
Yeah.
We do it every podcast.
Of course, I love it.
What we do is we pull out the wooden shoe, and you reach and pull out a word and see if there's a story or an experience from your journey in life that you can relate to our crowd here.
Sure.
Words from a wooden shoe.
Ooh, that's
with
good
Waddy.
ASMR right there. You hear that?
Wow. Sounds like a piece of rhubarb gargling in the middle of the night. What's your word, Waddy?
My word is fat fuck.
Wow. Sort of two words, really. It's such a fat word. It's two words. Do you have an experience with a fat fuck? Is this the same guy you took out at laser tag? Such a raw word.
Somebody came to mind, but it's a family member.
You can change the name if you want. Tell us the fat fuck story, guy. You owe it to them, not me. Them.
Oh, my mom might get pissed if I.
She doesn't watch it. Only 12 people watch this. Not her.
Okay, this is sometimes you're mean as a kid, right?
Oh yeah, we all are.
Right.
That's how you lay this out. It's a given.
Okay, we used to play categories.
Oh wow.
With
German kids love that game. Throwing shit at each other.
yes, categories.
Get the scat.
Get the categories out.
Okay, so what happened? You're playing categories with Fatty.
I've got some overweight family members, and we were playing categories back in the day when I was a kid.
That Kansas comfort food.
And we put the letter was L. If you're familiar with the game, you have to you choose different words and phrases and make a list of different things according to that word. So
to that letter.
Yeah. So the title was Things in This Room, and the letter was L. And my mom and I were on a team, and my sister was on a team by herself, and my brother and stuff like that. And my mom and I wrote down the word lard. And my sister wrote down losers. So we just went for the jugular with that fam.
Whoa. And because there was a fatty there?
Well, there's a lot of fat in that room.
Oh, so you wrote lard and losers about your own family. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Brutal.
Yeah, man.
Brutal. I had a very recent fat fuck story.
Oh, congratulations. What was her name?
No, it wasn't intercourse. It was just an experience around a fat fuck.
Well, it's not really intercourse with a fatty. It's kind of like an outer.
Yeah.
It's like an outer three-course.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
So I was in London like 3 weeks ago.
With Ridley Scott?
No, that was Rome.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
But I'm in London 3 weeks ago, and I go to see this play, The Book of Mormon. Have you heard of this thing?
Oh, I've heard of it.
It's like this huge hit on Broadway. The guys from South Park wrote it. It came out, like 10, 12, 15 years ago maybe, and I've heard nothing but rave reviews. So I go online. I'm in London. I don't know when I'll be back here. I go online. I order like the best seat in the house. It's like $300-400. And it's right dead middle, right in the middle of the stage. I'm alone. So I go to the theater. They go, oh, yeah, you're over there. And I look, and like, oh, there's the right in the middle, and I look over, and everyone's sort of dressed rather bleakly, browns, autumn colors, nothing too flashy. And as I start approaching my aisle, I look in, and there's this human with a bright red outfit on, like almost like the girl in Schindler's List. You know how she stood out, the little girl in the red in a black and white movie? There's the girl in red except the girl from Schindler's List looked like she ate everything on Schindler's List, okay?
It was a menu. Schindler's List was a menu.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I look in, and here's this giant woman in a big, bright red dress, and I'm like, okay. I go in, and I'm right beside her. I'm right beside her, and I don't have a problem with heavy people, fat people. God bless them. Everyone's got their stuff, right? But in this scenario, those theater seats aren't big. They're kind of like airplanes. They try to stuff you in there, right? They try to pack people in because they got to cover their nut. They put me right beside this lady, and I'm like, I didn't think I went, okay. I sat down, and through no fault of her own, she was very big. Her meat, her presence, her body fat was spilling over onto my chair, like over the little armrest. Her legs were like pushing my legs over. So now I'm in this primo seat, ready to see this play, and I'm literally sitting like the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
It's pronounced pizza with her.
Yes, it is. Yeah, exactly. The Leaning Tower of Pizza, and it was so invasive, and it was so like it really just sort of spoiled my time, and I felt bad because people get heavy, people get skinny, but it was so weird. Like her flesh was spilling over onto me, and two things happened. I didn't like the play, the first half. There's an intermission. It's very sort of out of date. If you want like 3.5 hours of constant jokes about Mormons over and over, like it's how many jokes can you hear about one thing? So I got bored really fast. Thank God I didn't find the play very good. And so at intermission, I just upped and out. I couldn't. I felt so claustrophobic and stuck.
Do you think that she attended the play because she thought it was called The Book of Mormon?
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Or the cookbook of Smormon. Oh, maybe she thought it was a cooking seminar. Either way, I don't want to call her a fat fuck, but I guess she was. Like she fat fucked me right out of theater night.
Yeah. $400.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of fat fucking.
Yeah, Book of Gorgon.
Book of Gorgon on a fucking prime rib. Well. So anyways, those are our fat fuck stories.
Yeah.
Great way to end.
Great way to end.
But what I want to end on is Waddy telling the crowd, the audience, about your social media, your stand-up tours, your fabulous podcast, your stand-up on the spot. This guy's got a little catalog of great things. Let him have it, guy.
Well, look out for Harland's episode of Stand Up on the Spot coming soon. He returned to the show, and it was a next level performance.
Oh, really? I can't wait to see it.
It was so fun. I have so much fun riffing with you on that show.
Well, you know what's funny? People will love it because it's all improvised. The gist of Stand Up on the Spot, that Waddy has this show, and the gist is you're not allowed to do material.
Yeah.
So you have to improvise. So I went up and improvised, and I heard back from you that I did well. But as you know, when you're in improvising, you kind of don't remember what you say or do.
That's how I am.
Yeah.
I have to wait till people are like, I like this before I know whether it's good or not. Yeah.
So
I'm just going.
I left the show thinking I heard people laughing, but I have no idea of most of what I said.
Yeah.
Including when you came up on stage and we did our thing. But but hearing you say that it went well, now I'm sort of excited to see it because it's like watching something back you've never seen before.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Okay, so you've got that show.
Yeah, Stand Up on the Spot. That's every other Monday at youtube.com/@standupots. Got a bunch of episodes, probably with some of your favorite comedians on there. So check that out. And I've got a new podcast called Trailer Tales with my pal Chelsea Lynn and Libby Higgins. And that's with a character that I play called Dave Gunther. And we have a lot of fun doing that. And then, I'm on tour. Tour dates at jeremiahwatkins.com. I'm going to a lot of places. New York City coming up. Jersey, Kansas City, West Bend, Wisconsin, Cleveland, Ohio. Like I'm all over the place.
All over the country doing
Philly,
stand-up.
All over the country doing stand-up. And we do a lot of shows together at the Comedy Store and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, at Jeremiah Stand Up on social media. And, dude, I always love coming on the Harland Highway. He's rolling a good time over here.
Dude, we'd love having you. Let's get that theme song going. Get those cans on. Ladies and gentlemen, the unbelievable Waddy Watkins. And if you need him for a movie, a yoga movie, or a shaving movie, or, a sitting on the toilet movie, or even the rest. Folks, that's it for now. You've been riding down the Harland Highway podcast. And until next time, chicken chow mein, baby.